Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. During this time over the holidays, I had some time to myself to kind of think and reflect on my life. And I really found myself being thankful for having such a wonderful childhood. I really was very fortunate to be raised in a very nice home, wonderful parents and a sibling, and it was a rush of sweet memories coming back. Memories of family, friends, get-togethers, pool parties, basketball in the driveway, all that stuff. And then during that time, a friend of mine had asked me for something from our Men's Cornerstone group, and so I had to go downstairs in the basement, and I came across a letter that I had received from one of my best friends, and he had written it to me, and I came across it, and I'd like to share with you a little part of that letter that he wrote, because it really validated for me my feelings about my upbringing. And so he writes, "My family escaped the troubles of Northern Ireland in the 1970s and headed for America with a young son and not much else. My parents' lack of education, American savvy, and at times luck led to life skirting poverty from year to year. I grew up as a latchkey kid in a cockroach-infested apartment in a neighborhood that didn't exactly give hope of better times to come. Kids from nearby neighborhoods were not allowed to play with us, and shots to my self-esteem were a frequent occurrence. Unlike many others in my childhood and young adolescence, you and your family never judged my circumstances, but instead made me feel comfortable enough to confidently demonstrate my personality, thoughts, and opinions. You and your family always opened your home and your hearts to all of your friends. This quality has helped me through tough times in my life and has aided me in adulthood to be a better husband, father, and son." It's nice, no? Really got me. I'll call him up afterwards. So today on the Feast of the Epiphany, as we celebrate this Epiphany, the question I really have is, what is home? What is a home? We know it's not simply wood and bricks, windows and sheetrock, right? It's not a house, it's not a structure, it's not a condominium. But it's a special place where special people come together. They share in rest and recreation, they have privacy, they share special times together. In fact, the founders of our country held the esteem of someone's home to be so important, to be a sanctuary to us, that it's embedded in our Constitution and the Fourth Amendment to protect our homes from intrusion from the government. But as Christians, as Catholics, as people of faith, we believe that our true home is really in heaven with God. And the short time that we have here on earth is just really an opportunity to kind of create that home where we get just a little bit of a glimpse of what lies ahead for us. And so looking at today's readings to kind of put this in context for us, Israel is not just a patch of land. Of course, it is a place, but it's a special people, and it has a special story and a special history. Right? We believe that God, the creator of all things, revealed himself to this chosen race of people, the Jewish people, to reveal himself over the centuries, and finally fulfilled with Christ being born. And so when we look at the first reading today in Isaiah, the prophet, and he's preaching to the people, if you really listen to that reading, he's really trying to uplift the Israelites. But I think it's important to ask why. Why is the prophet preaching such an uplifting, hopeful homily, to speak, to the Israelites? And that's because about almost 600 years before Christ was born, Israel was conquered by the Babylonians, and most of their people were taken in captivity to Babylon, and they were held in exile. for almost 50 years. And then when the Persians came and freed the Israelites, they were free to return home. But can you imagine leaving your home and to the oppressors and leaving happy memories, thoughts, families, traditions, your culture, things that you treasured behind, and what people that don't care about it would do? So when these Israelites returned to their homeland, you can bet that they saw the temple in Jerusalem was in ruins, and their neighborhoods and their homes and their houses were probably in shambles. And here comes Isaiah saying, pick up your heads. Pick up your heads. You will be a light to all the nations. And so we turn that clock ahead, almost 600 years to the birth of Christ, and we open up our gospel reading today. And we know this story well, don't we? The three Magi following the star, following the light to Israel. Now, it's not important whether we think of the Magi as kings or wise men or magicians. The important part about the Magi in this story is that they're coming from pagan religions, from countries and nations outside of Israel. But they're coming to pay homage because God, the creator of all things, has become man, and he chose the Israelites to reveal himself to. And now God has revealed himself to all nations. So in an ancient tradition going back many centuries in our church, on this feast of the Epiphany, the tradition is that we bless our homes. Now, on your way out of Mass today, you'll see baskets in the narthex on your way out, and they have a piece of chalk and a small pamphlet inside that has blessings and a little bit of a background on where this tradition comes from. I'm certainly not going to read it to you, but I encourage you to grab one on your way out. And what I'd like you to do is, if you choose to take one of these kits and to go home and really bless your home, choose whatever prayers you want. Choose to chalk your home wherever it is. You can choose whatever songs you want to sing if you're so inclined. But most importantly, when you carry out this blessing on your home, remember this is a conversation that you're having with God. And so invite him into your home so that your home may be a beacon of light to others, where those who don't have a home maybe can find a place of comfort and respite and recreation and confidence and assurances. And most importantly, it be an encounter with God. God bless you.